Artropolis 90, the largest artist-run exhibition in BC, is currently showing in our city. This is the fourth in a series which grew out of a need to demonstrate the richness and variety of the local art scene. Dorothy Fairley spent a day at the exhibit and spoke with a few of the artists who live and work in Vancouver East.
Artropolis 90 has been showing at the Roundhouse on the old Expo land since mid-October. The exhibition features almost 200 BC artists with works ranging from painting and sculpture to assemblage and mixed media. The theme is lineages and linkages, highlighting the many networks that exist between artists in BC. An example of the theme at work is painter Monique Mies. She is in a mini-show curated by artist Bill Featherston.
Bill Featherston was a teacher of mine for 4 years. Through that we gained a friendship and also I'd say an equal friendship, and yeah, I learned from him for 4 years.
Tell me about your paintings.
Yeah, these 4 paintings that you see here are portraits of St. Anne. The portraits are triggered from Madonna of the Rocks, which was a painting by Leonardo, which the version I look at is a London version. It was done in 1506. I think that the figure I'm painting about, St. Anne, I guess what started it 6 years ago was that she bared a resemblance to me. And that initiated this group of paintings. I've been painting from St. Anne for about 6 years, 6 to 7 years. I like to create a surface, a tactile. Layering, that has a lot to do with history and movement, and that has a lot to do in my paintings. If you notice and you have a look, there's a lot of texture. Those layers say a lot that history says in layers.
Joe Manabney is in a different mini-show curated by Alan Wood. Their link is of a different kind.
Our connection is through his son, Danny. Danny was a very good friend of mine, and through Danny I got to meet Alan, and Alan's responsible for my being here.
Could you tell me about your piece?
Well, my piece is it's dealing with pre-birth and after death. It's some kind of energy that happens between those two. So the Backbone Bridge is trying to link the two together. It could be reincarnation, it could be no return, but it's up to everyone to choose. And the link is just basically the life circle idea. And the bridge itself, being the bones, is more of a physical idea of a bridge. You know, to do it physically, it would snap. So it's like a very fragile idea.
Is sculpture your chosen medium usually?
No, it's not. It's been pretty new to me for the past, I guess, 2 years. Being a painter more, sculpture has just happened. To work physically and watch it 3D, you know, it's always been flat surfaces and painting, so this is a whole new realm of working, and some ideas are just sculpture. They just can't be put in paint, you know.
Kent Tate has a sculpture in Artropolis through open submission, although it is not his preferred medium.
Usually the kind of work that I'm doing is installation, where I have control over the environment, the walls, the floor, the lighting, any kind of artificial ambient light that's coming from the sun or whatever, I have control over. In this circumstance, I realized I was in a group of 50 people, and I didn't have any direct part in the curating, so I decided to do a piece that could work in conjunction with other pieces, and I felt that sculpture was the only way I could achieve it. The title is Prosper, and it's referencing to the idea, or a contradiction of the idea of the monument. I'm celebrating something that can't be celebrated, which is basically, you know, this beast of burden, if you will, carrying these huge sacks, and basically the idea of the fire, the light in the sacks is continually feeding the fire within the base of the monument, but it's just endless drudgery. There's no prosperity, there's no celebration, there's nothing heroic about it, but unfortunately it's a reflection on many people's lives throughout the world.
The beast seems to be part human and part animal. What's the significance of that?
I think I wanted to establish a relationship between a human being which is engaging in drudgery and endless labor with pack animals or domesticated animals that do the same, such as an ox or a mule or various other so-called beasts of burdens that exist. And also to give the thing sort of an archaic kind of view to it, because this is a pre-industrial machine in a sense. And the person, or the amalgamation of the person with the animal, becomes the machine.
Doug Taylor is another artist who is showing in Artropolis through open submission.
I do a fair number of public sculptures, and so I'm constantly dealing with the limits that the public can tolerate in terms of physical expression and gesture and all the elements that go to make up an installation. So it's very close to my heart to be able to work in this way, to have a venue like this.
Why did you create this piece?
Why did I create this piece? I created this piece because it is a personal reflection of the human condition, and it represents also the inhibiting the barriers that prevent clear vision, really, is what this piece is all about. How this piece is about, in one respect, tokenism, how we are programmed to do no more than is the basic requirement to accomplish anything. We don't seem to be able to take the bag off for more than a few seconds.
You seem very close to this piece. Is that necessary for you, or is that common for you?
It's not that common, actually. I am close. This is a real pal of mine. It was quite unresolved until I found his wire field for him, until I removed him. He's very, very vulnerable, that man in the center. And he was too vulnerable for a long time, and I was very uncomfortable with him, so I protected him.
By now you've probably figured out that there is a lot to see at this exhibition, all for the entrance fee of $2. Artist talks are held Sundays at noon, and group tours are available. For East Side Story, I'm Dorothy Fairley.
Artropolis 90 continues its run at the Roundhouse until November 18th, Tuesdays to Sundays, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. They still need volunteers for a variety of jobs, ranging from admission desk duty and data entry to taking down the show when it wraps up.
We hope you've enjoyed this 1990 retrospective. East Side Story will return on the first Sunday of February at 6 p.m.